Hey, what do you mean by don't come to the wedding? It means exactly what it sounds like. I don't want you to come to my and Cam's wedding. Simple as that. What? Why? You sent me an invitation, didn't you? Well, yeah, we sent out invitations. Obviously, I had to. But that doesn't mean I actually want you to be there. You should understand why, right? I honestly don't. I mean, I'm technically the person who raised you. And now you're telling me not to come to your wedding? How could I possibly understand why? Ugh, don't be dense. I'm marrying into a family of doctors. Having someone like you, someone who worked in a sleazy business, show up in my wedding? That would be an embarrassment. It's humiliating. Just imagine what people would think. So, yeah, no thanks. You're absolutely not welcome there. You've got to be kidding me. That's your reason? Of course it is. The guy I'm marrying comes from a family of doctors. A prestigious family. Having someone like you with your background show up would be totally inappropriate. You'd be completely out of place. So yeah, on the day of the wedding, do us all a favor and stay home. Jane, I've told you time and time again, you need to stop looking down on people like this. It's not right. Oh, please. I'm not looking down on people. I'm being realistic. Look at the facts. I'm about to marry a doctor. I'm about to become part of a respected, high-status family. And then look at you. You're uneducated. You don't make much money. There's a clear difference between us. If you can't see that, then I don't know what to say, but trust me, the gap is there, and it's huge. Jane, it's fine if you want to insult me all you want, but you keep acting this way, and you'll end up alone. No one will want to be around you. I don't treat everyone like this, just people like you who are truly at the bottom. I wouldn't speak to other people this way, only someone as low as you deserve it. And besides, you're not even working right now, so don't you think it's a bit rich to talk down to me about anything? Wow, I don't even know what to say. Do you think Cam, your fiance, knows that this is how you treat people? What do you think he'd say if he knew his fiancée talks to her family like this? Oh, Cam knows. I've been completely honest with him. Wait, what? Yeah, of course. What, you thought I was hiding it from him? I told him straight up that I don't get along with you and that I don't want you around. And guess what? He agrees. He doesn't want you at the wedding either. He said, and I quote, "It's better for us if she's not there." So, yeah, he's 100% on board with this. Cam really said that? I don't know. When I met him, he seemed like such a decent guy, really serious and kind-hearted. He didn't seem like the type who'd say something like that. Well, yeah, he's obviously serious and kind-hearted. He's a doctor. You don't become a successful doctor without having those qualities. But being serious and kind doesn't mean he's blind. He knows when someone doesn't belong, and you definitely don't belong. Wait, when did you even meet him? Oh, we crossed paths once. It was really brief, just exchanged hellos. Huh. Well, whatever. But you see what I mean, right? His whole vibe is different from someone like you. He's been on TV, you know, as a young, hotshot doctor. He's like a rising star in the medical world. Yeah, I heard about that. It's impressive. It's more than impressive. It's extraordinary. He's from a family of doctors, too. Everyone in his family is prestigious, so you being there would just mess things up. It's not just me. His entire family doesn't want you there. They all think it would be better if you stayed away. So why don't you just do what you're told and stay home? Got it? Fine. I won't go. Good. Glad we're on the same page now. It's for the best. We can't have someone like you ruining the day, so stay put, all right? All right, but I hope you realize that if this is how you really feel, then I don't see any reason for us to stay in touch. I'm cutting ties with you. Oh, wow, really? Honestly, that's just the icing on the cake. What a bonus. So, no more contact? That sounds perfect. Well then, guess this is goodbye for good. Goodbye and good riddance, bottom feeder. Cam, I heard from Jane that you don't want to invite me to the wedding?
What? Wait, who told you that?
Jane did. She said you both don't want someone like me, a low-educated, low-income bottom feeder, to attend the wedding. And she even mentioned that your side of the family agrees with her that I shouldn't come.
Jane said that? Look, I didn't say anything like that. Jane must have been making it up, being mean just for the sake of it. She's always been a bit cold toward you, hasn't she? I swear I never said those things. Please don't think I did.
Is that so? And are you sure about that? Or is it just easier to hide behind Jane's words while deep down you really do see me like that? Maybe you've thought of me that way all along, but didn't have the courage to say it out loud?
No, you've got it wrong. I've never thought of you that way. But I'll admit, Jane has made plenty of nasty comments about you, and, well, sometimes I just go along with it without pushing back. I guess I didn't really defend you.
So you're saying you've never called me a loser or a bottom feeder yourself?
No, I wouldn't say something like that, but when Jane makes those comments, I don't always stop her. I kind of let her say what she wants without correcting her.
I see. So let me ask again. You don't actually want me at the wedding, do you? Be honest.
No, it's not like that at all. I'd like you to be there, but Jane is really insistent that you should not come. She's been clear about that.
But, Cam, be real with me. You don't want me there either, right? You know that having me at the wedding would be awkward, and you'd rather I just stayed away, wouldn't you?
Well, honestly, it would be easier if you weren't there. You're right, I won't lie about that. It would make things less complicated for me if you didn't come. I'm not trying to hurt you by saying that, but can you understand why I feel that way?
Yeah, I do understand. I've been getting the message loud and clear for a while now. It's just that it's a bit strange, don't you think? You happened to run into me at that cabaret club, and now here we are. Quite the coincidence, right? Must have made you nervous, didn't it?
Please don't bring that up again. You know how strict Jane is. If she ever finds out I went to a cabaret club, you don't know what kind of trouble I'd be in. She'd flip out.
Trouble? That's all you're worried about? Cam, this is your mess. Jane's strictness really isn't the problem, is it? What you're really scared of is that her family will find out, isn't it? You're just trying to use Jane as a scapegoat to protect yourself from the consequences.
Are you planning to tell people about it?
No, Cam, I'm not here to ruin your life. I'm not going to tell anyone about what happened. I just wanted to hear the truth. I needed you to admit what you're really feeling. So here it is. You and Jane don't want me at the wedding, right? You both agree on that. I get it now. Don't worry, I won't show up.
No, wait, I don't mean it like that. I don't want to hurt your feelings.
It's fine. You don't need to explain further. I've already understood everything I need to. You both think it's better if I don't come, and you know what? I'm not offended anymore. It's your wedding, and if my presence is going to make things difficult for you, then I'll step aside. I won't attend. There's no need to drag this out any longer.
But listen, it's not like we don't want you there because of who you are. It's just complicated. You understand, right?
Complicated, right? You're worried that someone might recognize me or I might embarrass you in front of your fancy guests. You don't want to risk anything that could mess up your big day or affect your image. I get it. You don't have to pretend otherwise. I've always known this would be the outcome. Hey, what the hell is going on? Did you have something to do with this? Huh? What are you talking about? Don't play dumb with me. There's a video of Cam at a cabaret club and it's going viral online. Everyone's talking about it. Cam's out there acting all drunk and crazy and people have actually started sending the video around. What's going on? That's not me. Someone else must have done that. I don't do things like that, and I definitely wouldn't stoop to something so childish. Whoever did it must have their own reasons, but I'm not behind it. This doesn't make any sense. Who would do something like this? And more importantly, why aren't you surprised? Why aren't you shocked to find out what Cam's really like? You knew this would happen, didn't you? That's why you're so calm. No, seriously, it wasn't me. I knew some things about Cam's habits, but this whole situation, it's complicated. I didn't plan any of this. Oh, stop lying. It has to be you. You've always had something against Cam, and now you've done this to sabotage his and my wedding. I'm not lying. Like I said, it wasn't me. I get that you're upset, but I didn't do anything. Someone else exposed him, and I don't know who. Don't give me that. It's obvious that you've been waiting for something like this to happen. You knew what kind of person Cam is, didn't you? You've probably been waiting for the perfect moment to ruin things for us. Look, I understand that you're upset right now, but you need to calm down and think rationally. I'm telling you the truth. I didn't have anything to do with the video getting out. Yes, I knew Cam wasn't the cleanest person out there, but I'm not the one who recorded or leaked the footage. Then why aren't you shocked? You should be furious about this. Your sister's wedding is falling apart because of some stupid video of Cam, and you're just sitting there acting like it's no big deal. You should be just as angry as I am. Because honestly, I already knew Cam had these tendencies. I just didn't expect it to get out like this. You want to know why I'm not as shocked as you? Because I had a feeling something like this would happen sooner or later. So you did know. I knew it. You've been planning to ruin this all along. You hated that I was getting married to him, didn't you? That's why you've been waiting for the right moment to tear us apart. You're jealous. Admit it. Whoa, hold on. I didn't sabotage anything. Sure, I had my reservations about him, but I wasn't going to interfere in your relationship. The video is not my doing, okay? And no, I'm not jealous. I'm just saying that I had a gut feeling Cam wasn't the kind of guy you thought he was. Then who else could have done this? I can't think of anyone else who would have had anything against Cam except you. And now that his true colors are out in the open, you're just sitting there calmly watching it all unfold. That's not normal. What's going on right now anyway? How bad is it? The video is everywhere. It shows Cam completely wasted, making a scene at the cabaret club. People are talking about it all over social media, and they're even sending the video directly to people's phones. The wedding has been interrupted because of it. The guests are all confused, and the whole place is in chaos. Wow, I didn't realize things had gotten that bad. I mean, I knew he had some issues with drinking, but I never thought it would blow up like this. Yeah, well, it has. The wedding is on pause right now, and I'm hiding in the back because I don't even know how to face everyone. Cam is busy apologizing to his family, but I can't believe this is happening. What am I supposed to do now? Is Cam just ignoring you? Has he said anything to you yet? I tried to talk to him, but he's too focused on trying to make things right with his family. He hasn't even really acknowledged me, so here I am, sitting alone in the bridal suite, trying to figure out what to do next. I'm completely lost. That's really awful. I mean, if I were you, I'd consider marrying him after all of this. He clearly has some issues. Are you serious right now? Cam hasn't done anything wrong. You don't know him like I do. Don't try to twist the situation to make it seem like he's some kind of a villain. I know you're jealous, but this isn't the time for that. Jealous? Please, I'm just saying, you should think twice before marrying a guy who gets drunk and makes a scene at a cabaret club while he's engaged to you. That's not normal behavior. Going to a cabaret club isn't cheating. It could have been a part of a work function for all you know. Cam is under a lot of pressure because of his job, and he's not great with alcohol. I've known about him for a while, and I still love him. I'm not going to let something like this ruin our relationship. If you say so, but I have to admit it's kind of hard to understand why you're so willing to overlook this. He embarrassed you in front of everyone, and now he's too busy apologizing to his family to even talk to you. I told him to apologize to his family first. I'm the one who told him to prioritize them. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes, so stop making assumptions. Cam loves me, and that's all that matters. I don't know. I just can't believe you're okay with all of this. And I don't care what you think. You're not part of this. This is between me and Cam, so stay out of it. Hey, you're the one who called me, remember? Cam, I noticed you left the venue. Did something happen? Did your family forgive you?
No, they didn't forgive me. I'm done for. I can't stay in a place like this any longer, so I'm leaving.
What? Wait, hold on. What does that mean for me?
You should go home too. The wedding is off. We're sending the guests away. If you stay there, all you'll do is keep embarrassing yourself.
Canceled? But what are we going to do?
What do you mean?
Well, the gifts, for instance?
We'll refund them, obviously. My family is handling all of that. You just go home. Don't worry, my family will also cover the wedding expenses.
Then what happens to us?
Look, I'm in the middle of a crisis right now. I've turned my family against me. That means my career as a doctor is basically over. Do you get what that means? I can't even begin to think about our marriage right now.
But I love you. I don't care about your family. If you can't be a doctor anymore, we can just start over from scratch together.
Stop talking like it's all so easy. I just told you I can't think about our marriage right now. If you really care about me, then leave me alone for now.
I understand. I'm sorry.
Alex, did you set this up?
I told you it wasn't me. Why would you think it was me? The video that was posted doesn't even show my bar, does it?
Well, regardless of who did it, it doesn't change the fact that my life is over. My career as a doctor is finished. I can't see any way forward.
I can understand that if you're not just visiting the hostess clubs, but also getting drunk and causing a scene, then the public won't forgive you for that.
Why are you acting like this is just someone else's problem? What kind of attitude is that?
Oh, are you trying to play the victim here? It's pathetic. Stop pretending to be the victim.
You're the one behind this, aren't you? I know it's you.
What are you even talking about? I did nothing of the sort. I would never resort to such childish tactics.
I know what you did. I may not have the specifics, but I know you had a hand in this. Now you've cost me something huge. I had a chance to join your family, but now that's gone and I'm still a loser.
So, you've finally shown your true colors, huh? So does this mean you won't be marrying Jane anymore?
I only thought about marrying that woman because she looks good. But at this point, I don't care about marriage at all. She may look down on my sister, but to me, they're both just losers.
Honestly, I'm glad to hear your career is ruined. No one would want to be treated by a doctor like you anyway.
What did you just say? How dare you, someone who knows nothing about medicine, talk down to me like that?
Most of your patients don't know anything about medicine either. Are you looking down on all of them, too?
Shut up! I'm an excellent doctor, and I'll rise back up from this. I have to find a way to get back on my feet as a physician.
I think you're dreaming. I'm recording this conversation right now.
What?
I didn't expose your secrets online, but believe me, if I wanted to, I could do it anytime.
What? Are you threatening me?
It's not a threat. I don't expect you to do anything for me. I'm just saying that someday, on a whim, I might just decide to share this conversation or some other secrets I know about you.
That's worse than a threat. Are you serious right now? You want me to live in fear for the rest of my life?
That's on you. If you had held back and kept yourself in check, maybe you could have fixed the situation. Instead, you treated not just me, but even your future wife like garbage. You're not cut out to be a doctor at all.
Fine. I apologize. I'm sorry. I admit I can be self-centered, and when I drink, I get overconfident and end up causing trouble and scaring girls. But I do take my work as a doctor very seriously.
That doesn't matter to me. Considering you're in the public eye, you should have been more careful about your behavior. That's all I can say to you.
Wait! I'm really sorry! What I said to you before wasn't how I truly feel.
That's a blatant lie. You need to take responsibility for what you said. You're not a child anymore.
Damn it! This situation is really frustrating. I thought things would go differently. I should have realized how far this could go. You think you can just manipulate everything, don't you? Honestly, I didn't mean for it to escalate to this point. I thought everything would be fine as long as I stayed out of it. But now it's too late. I've lost everything because of your actions.
You're the one who started all of this. If you had just kept your mouth shut, we wouldn't be in this mess. Don't put all this on me. You had a choice too. You could have come clean or taken responsibility for your actions.
And what would that have accomplished? My career would have still been over. The damage is already done and it's all your fault.
You are so self-absorbed. It's always about you, isn't it? You can't see the consequences of your actions, can you?
Maybe I can't, but I never thought it would come to this. I was just living my life and now everything is ruined.
Cam, are you okay? For now, I've taken care of the wedding.
What do you want? Stop contacting me.
Wait, but I want to support you, Cam.
Support me? What can someone like you, a bottom-tier loser, possibly do for me?
Bottom-tier loser?
That's what you always called my sister, isn't it? From my perspective, both of you are just pathetic bottom-tier losers.
Did you really think that way about us?
I'm leaving this town behind and starting fresh. I'll rebuild my life from scratch. I don't need you. Our engagement is off. Got it?
Why would you say something so horrible?
What? I'm fed up with the existence of losers like you. All you do is drag down those who actually succeed. You two are nothing but a plague for me. Never come near me again.
Wait!
Don't you dare try to stop me. I'm done with all of this. I'm tired of being associated with you and your sister. Both of you living in your own little world, thinking it's okay to mooch off others while contributing nothing. I've worked hard for everything I have, and I won't let you drag me down any longer.
Cam, please.
Please what? Just accept that you're a burden to me. I thought I could put up with you, but I can't. Not anymore. I need to focus on my career and my future, and you're just in the way. It's better for both of us if we cut ties right now.
That's not fair. I thought we had something special.
Special? You mean the relationship built on pity? I didn't sign up for this. I want to surround myself with people who lift me up, not pull me down. You've made your choice, and I've made mine. This is for the best.
But I care about you.
Caring doesn't mean anything if it's only going to drag me into the mud with you. I need to think about my life and what I want for my future. I can't afford to have distractions or negative influences around me. It's time for me to move on, and you should too.
Alex, what should I do? I don't know anymore. How did it come to this? Did Cam break up with you? Not just broke up, but he completely abandoned me. I thought he was such a serious and honest person. I never thought he could be this horrible. I knew he liked to party because he happened to come to my club once. Oh, really? Yeah, he came to my club last month. He was really anxious and quickly asked me not to tell anyone, then just left. He hardly drank anything, so I had no idea about his bad drinking habits. I wouldn't have been mad about that at all. He wasn't hiding it from you. He was hiding it from his family and the world. His relatives are particularly strict, it seems, because they come from a well-off family. They definitely look down on him going to a cabaret club. So, from the beginning, I guess I never really mattered to him. I had a feeling about that, the way Cam wouldn't even look at me. Oh, this hurts. Did he say anything to you? Called me a bottom-tier loser. He said the exact same things I used to say to you. And how did that make you feel? I'm sorry for everything, Alex. While I've been calling others a bottom tier, I was the worst of all. I've said such horrible things to you, and I genuinely apologize for that. Well, I won't forgive you, though. Huh? I can't just coddle you as your guardian. I've helped you out whenever you've come crying to me, but that's over now. You'll have to figure things out on your own. Got it? No, wait a second. I've been dumped by Cam, and now I don't even have a place to live. I don't have any income, and I don't have any savings. I can't manage on my own. No, with effort, you can sort things out. I raised you precisely from that kind of situation. Oh. Since our parents died in that accident 15 years ago, you've mocked me as being bottom tier, so you should be able to do what I've done, right? I mean, yeah, but... Are you saying you looked down on others when you couldn't even handle things yourself? That's pretty lame, you know? Okay, I get it already. In the end, you really are a cold person. Cold? You think I'm cold for dropping out of high school and skipping college to raise you? I gave up all my dreams for the future and dedicated myself to taking care of you, and you think I'm the one being cold? Well, I mean, that's... Then why don't you find someone kinder and more loving than me? You can just get help from that person, right? Hey, I'm sorry, that's not what I really meant. It just slipped out. I still want to be a family with you, please. No, I think it's better if you just leave it alone. After all, I'm just a bottom-tier loser. What do you mean by that? You've always been there for me, and now you're pushing me away? Exactly. I've done my part, and it's time for you to figure out your own life without relying on me. You keep saying you want to be a family, but you've never even considered how much I've sacrificed. But I never asked for this. I just wanted to be close. You wanted to be close, yet you've treated me like I'm worthless. Every time you've mocked me, it chipped away at my self-worth, and now I'm done. I can't deal with it anymore. I'm not going to waste my time on someone who doesn't appreciate what I've done. I've put my dreams aside for you, but you never even acknowledged that. I get it, but please, can't we just talk about this like we used to? You're really all I have left, Alex. Don't push me away. It's too late for that. You had your chance to be supportive, but you chose to be condescending. Now it's your turn to face reality alone. I can't keep bailing you out. But I don't know how to handle this. I've never been on my own before. I can't just figure everything out instantly. You think I had it easy? I had to learn how to survive after losing my parents. You're not special, you know. You have to rise to the occasion just like I did. This is really unfair. You're treating me like I'm nothing, just like everyone else. I thought we were family. Families help each other. Families do help each other, but they also hold each other accountable. I've been held accountable all my life, and now it's time for you to understand that too. You don't have to be so harsh. Can't we work through this together? No, I won't be a crutch to you anymore. You need to stand on your own 2 feet. It's time for you to grow up. Okay, I guess you're right. But it still hurts. I didn't expect this from you. I didn't expect you to be so oblivious to the sacrifices I made for you either. It's not all about you, and it's time you learned that lesson. I'll try to do better, but I really hope we can find a way back to being close. Good luck with that. You're going to need it. After losing her place in society, Jane came to our house multiple times seeking help, but I resolutely ignored her. After a few days, it seemed she gave up and suddenly disappeared without a trace. I've blocked her contact information, so I'm not sure of the details, but from what I've heard, she's left the city and is now living in extreme poverty in a new place. Sometimes I do worry about her, but I hold myself back from reaching out. I believe that allowing her to experience life on her own is the best thing for Jane. Meanwhile, Cam, whose reputation is completely soured in the community, fled to the countryside as if he were running away in the dead of night. His whereabouts were unknown for a while, but a few months after the uproar, I heard surprising news. He had been arrested. It turns out he had been involved in theft and fraud, which ultimately led to him becoming the ultimate bottom-tier loser. He had sunk even lower than I could have imagined. As I reflect on these events, I can't help but think about the choices we make and how they shape our futures. Jane and Cam both had their opportunities, yet they let their circumstances and choices dictate their lives. I remember when Jane used to come to me for advice, filled with dreams and ambitions. She was so bright and hopeful. Yet, somewhere along the way, she lost herself in a world that valued superficial pleasures over hard work and integrity. It pains me to think that she might be struggling, but I have to believe that she'll learn and grow from those experiences. On the other hand, Cam's fall from grace was something I had been dreading for some time. He was charming, yes, and there was a part of me that wanted to believe in the good side of him. However, his arrogance and sense of entitlement blinded him to the reality of his actions. Now, with his criminal record, he's made it incredibly difficult for himself to start anew. What does it mean to hit rock bottom? For some, it might be a wake-up call, an opportunity to rebuild their lives. For others, it seems to be a permanent residence. I hope that both Jane and Cam find their way eventually, but it's clear that they need to face the consequences of their actions first. I can't deny that I feel a sense of relief that I'm no longer associated with either of them. Their paths have diverged from mine, and I need to focus on my own future. I've made mistakes in the past, and I'm working hard to ensure that I don't repeat them. I've started pursuing my own dreams, immersing myself in projects that I'm passionate about. It's a struggle at times, but I find fulfillment in knowing that I am building my life within my own terms. I remind myself that I'm not defined by my relationships with others, especially those who bring negativity into my life. As I move forward, I'll always carry the lessons I learned from Jane and Cam. Their stories serve as reminders of what happens when one loses sight of their values and becomes consumed by the desire for instant gratification or recognition. In the end, the most important thing is to take responsibility for one's own life. I hope Jane finds the strength to rise above her circumstances and that Cam faces the reality of his choices. Until then, I will continue on my path, determined to create a better future for myself, one that is grounded in hard work and integrity. It's surprising that someone like you, who grew up in a single-parent household and didn't even finish high school, managed to marry my brother. Our family is nothing like yours. Don't you feel the difference? Doesn't it feel weird sometimes knowing that you come from such a different background? I mean, let's be real. It's almost like you won the lottery or something, right? Like, marrying into our family is such a huge upgrade for you. You must feel that deep down, right? I don't think about it like that at all, but why are you saying this all of a sudden? You've hardly ever spoken to me before, and now you're bringing up all this out of the blue? Did something happen to make you feel like this, or is there some reason you're saying this now? Well, actually, I guess you could say that there is something going on. The truth is, I'm getting married. Can you believe it? Aren't you shocked? Wait, what? You're getting married? That's amazing. Congratulations. But what does that have to do with what you were just saying about me and my background? I don't quite get how those two things are related. I mean, it's great news and I'm happy for you, but what's the connection? Well, here's the thing. Now that I'm getting married, there's a few things that I'll need your help with. That's actually why I reached out to you today. I thought it'd be a good idea to remind you of your place before I asked for any favors. You know, just so there's no confusion about where we stand in the situation. I'm still not really following. You're getting married and now there's something you need me to do? I mean, sure, if it's something I can do, I'm happy to help, but I'm really confused about why you're making it sound like this. I just want to understand what's going on here. Can you explain a bit more clearly? So let me give you the full picture. My fiancé is actually the son of a very wealthy and successful businessman, a company president to be exact. His family has invited me to their home for a formal introduction, and it's a really big deal. You know how important these things are, right? Anyway, that's where you come in. I'm going to need you to drive me to their house. You can do that, right? You want me to drive you to meet your future in-laws? I mean, okay, I can do that if it's important to you. But why can't you just drive yourself? It's your fiancé's family, after all, not mine. Surely you'd feel more comfortable driving yourself. Because I might be offered alcohol at the dinner, obviously, and if I'm drinking, then I can't drive home, can I? So I need someone else to handle that for me, and that's where you come in. It's not like you have anything better to do, right? Plus, I mean, come on, you're the one who married into this family despite being a high school dropout from a completely different background. You're not exactly in a position to refuse, are you? Ah, I see, so that's the reason. Well, all right, I guess I can drive you if that's what you need. I just wanted to understand what was going on. So after I drop you off, do you want me to wait outside while you're inside meeting with your future in-laws? Is that what you had in mind? Exactly, that's the plan. I don't want you trying to come inside or anything like that. It would be embarrassing for me if you did, you know? I'm going to be marrying into a very high-status family, and let's face it, we both know that you don't fit into that world. I'm a highly educated, successful woman, and I am marrying into a family that reflects that. My life is going to be on a whole different level, far beyond anything you've ever experienced. So don't try to make yourself a part of that. Just drive me, wait outside, and stay in your place. Oh, and I should probably remind you not to get jealous of me. I know it must be hard, but at least try to keep your feelings in check. You didn't get the education or the career, so at least work on having a better attitude. That's the least you can do, right? Jealous of you? I don't really see why I would need to be. Honestly, I'm pretty content with my life just the way it is. I'm not looking to live anyone else's life, and I certainly don't feel like I'm missing out on anything. But I'm glad you're happy with your plans. Right, sure. That's exactly what someone who's jealous would say, but it doesn't really matter. You can say whatever you want, but we both know what's really going on. You're just trying to cover up how you really feel, but you're not fooling anyone. It's fine, though. I don't expect you to admit it. Okay. Well, I've said my piece. I understand what you're asking, and I'll help you out with the driving. Just let me know the details of the day and time when you've got everything confirmed. I'll have to arrange my own schedule around it, since I have work to consider as well. But I'll make it work if you need me there. Just keep me posted. Well, as long as you know what your role is, that's all I needed to hear. I'll send you the details once everything is confirmed. Looks like they're leaving. Can you come back now? Where are you? Got it. I was just working at a cafe. What's up? That was fast. Well, a funny thing, the moment I brought you up in the conversation, they started wrapping things up pretty quickly. But hey, I managed to get a good laugh out of them, so that's a win. Wait, what do you mean? What exactly did you say? Oh, I just introduced you to my fiancé as the family slave. You know, I told him about how our family had this poor girl from a single-parent, low-income background who somehow managed to marry into our family. You should have seen their reaction. They thought it was hilarious. What? Wait, are you serious? Sorry, I can't stop laughing. That's wow. Unbelievable. Excuse me, why are you laughing? Have you completely lost your mind, or are you one of those people who gets a kick out of self-deprecating humor? No, it's not that. It's just that you really said that? You really went ahead and told them I'm the family slave? Oh, wow, you might have just shot yourself in the foot with that one. Yikes, I think you're in trouble now. What are you even talking about? Why would that be a problem? I mean, come on, I'm just stating the facts here. You really are a high school dropout from a single-parent household who ended up marrying my brother. That's a huge step up for you. These people are rich. They even have housekeepers. I'm sure they found it funny because it's just true. Well, yeah, I think they were laughing more at you than with you. You just gave them a lot to think about, and not in a good way. What are you talking about? There's no way that's true. I told you they were laughing with me. They weren't offended at all. Oh, sweetie, I am so glad they're the kind of people who can take a joke. But, you might want to reconsider your future marriage plans. It might not be happening after what you just said. Huh? What's that supposed to mean? You are really starting to get on my nerves here. Well, you know how you arrived a little early for the meeting? You know how your fiancé and his father were running a bit late? Yeah, what about it? So, funny thing, after I dropped you off, I went to that cafe nearby to get some work done. And guess who happened to walk in? Your fiancé and his father. Turns out it's one of their regular spots. Small world, huh? Wait, what? What are you talking about? How did you even know it was them? And why were they there? Oh, well, that's simple. I've known them for a while. Your fiancé's father, he's a client of mine. Wait, what? Yeah, I design for his company. I mean, you wouldn't know that because, well, we don't really talk about work much, do we? But yeah, I'm kind of a big deal in their circles. Been working with them for a few years now. You're kidding me. You know them? You've been working with them? That's right. I've done so much work for them that they even told me they couldn't do without me. We've built up quite the professional relationship. In fact, during our little chat, your future father-in-law mentioned that they were on their way to meet you, his son's fiancé. I couldn't help but mention that I had just dropped you off as your soon-to-be sister-in-law. It got a little awkward after that. Oh my God, you didn't! Yep, they realized you were talking about me, the person their company relies on. So we both kind of figured we'd keep it quiet for now. I thought it'd be better for you to tell them yourself when you were ready. After all, it's a bit delicate, don't you think? Oh no. Oh, no. You're telling me that I just made fun of you, the one person my fiancé's family depends on for business, and they knew the whole time, and I said all that stuff? Pretty much. You've really outdone yourself this time. Congratulations, you've made quite the impression. Oh my God, what did I do? I'm standing outside their house right now ringing the doorbell, but no one's answering. What if I ruined everything? Well, they might be avoiding you. I'm getting texts from them right now, actually. Your fiancé's dad just asked me if you've always been this difficult. No. Stop. Don't respond to that. Please, you've got to help me fix this. They're probably just busy, right? Maybe they're in the shower or something. Oh, sure, both the father and the son are probably taking a long bath together. Or, maybe they're having a little chat about how their impression of you is completely changed after tonight. But hey, whatever helps you sleep at night. No way, they wouldn't just ignore me like this, right? I mean, he loves me. He's probably just busy. He's probably trying to figure out what to say after I embarrassed myself. That's it, right? I mean, you can tell yourself whatever you want, but the fact that I'm still getting messages from them and you're not, well, that says something, doesn't it? This can't be happening. You really should have kept your mouth shut. I mean, you're always going on about how you're so educated and how you've got such a great future ahead of you. But it seems like all that self-proclaimed intelligence just goes out the window when you're trying to show off. Now look where it's gotten you. I didn't mean it like that. I was just trying to impress them. Well, mission accomplished. You've definitely left an impression. Unfortunately for you, it wasn't the one you wanted. Maybe next time you'll think before you speak. Oh, no. I can't believe this is happening. I just got a message from him. He says he's having second thoughts about the wedding. He wants to meet and talk, but he says that after today, he's not sure if he can see a future with me anymore. Ouch, that's rough. Well, you did bring this on yourself, You thought you were being clever, but all you did was dig yourself into a hole. I'd suggest taking this as a learning experience. This is a nightmare. I quit my job because I thought we were getting married soon. I have nothing left. You have to help me fix this. You owe me that much. Owe you? Oh, no, sweetheart. I don't owe you anything. I did my job today. I gave you a ride like you asked, didn't I? Everything that happened after that, that's on you. You're the one who decided to start bad-mouthing me to your fiancé's family, not me. You're going to have to live with the consequences of your actions. But you have to help me, please. Just tell them it was a joke. You know how I am, right? I didn't mean any of it. It was just my twisted sense of humor. Please just tell them that we're really close and that I always joke around like that. Oh, I don't think so. Why would I stick my neck out for you, especially after you've been so nasty to me? You've shown me exactly what you think of me. I'm not going to lie for you. Besides, you're the one who needs to take responsibility for what you said. You're an adult, remember? You should know by now that words have consequences. No, please! You can't just leave me like this. I don't know what to do. Sorry, but this is your mess to clean up. Maybe next time you'll think twice before you try to tear someone down just to make yourself feel better. Good luck explaining all of this to your fiancé. You're going to need it.
Carson, I sincerely apologize for what happened earlier. Haley caused you so much trouble, and as her father, I must apologize once again. I never imagined she would go so far as to physically attack you.
Harold, thank you for reaching out. You've already apologized profusely, and this really has nothing to do with you. Please, don't worry about it anymore.
But still, Haley, it's just baseless resentment on her part, nothing more. I can't believe how far she's gone, especially on social media. She's caused you even more problems there.
Ah, yes, about that. You don't need to worry. I have some strong connections when it comes to these things, and they've helped me out. Everything's been dealt with, but I'm afraid we might end up in court, fighting your daughter there, so I do apologize in advance for that.
I'm truly sorry. I know this can't be solved with words alone, and I believe Haley must face the punishment she deserves for her actions. Whatever you decide to do, I won't interfere. In fact, I would be grateful if this becomes an opportunity for her to truly reflect on her behavior and change it for the better.
Hearing that gives me a sense of relief. I didn't think it would come to this, but if you feel that way, then I won't hold back. Haley needs to face the consequences, and I'll be strict about it.
We, as her family and relatives, have had enough. We've been reflecting on the fact that we've been too lenient with her all this time, and this is the result. From now on, even if she comes crying to us begging for help, we won't offer her any. She's made her choices, and she needs to take responsibility for them.
Sounds like she's been causing trouble for quite a while, hasn't she?
Oh, absolutely. When she was sued for hitting her ex-fiancé, we paid the settlement on her behalf and got the case resolved. Then there was the time she bullied one of her classmates so badly, breaking their things and leaving them emotionally scarred. We had to step in and apologize to the furious parents. And now this. I believe her entire life has been one where someone was always cleaning up after her messes. That's how she's turned into someone with such a twisted sense of entitlement.
It sounds like she really needs to do some soul-searching after everything that's happened. It's about time she takes a long, hard look at herself. I understand now. I'll be moving forward with the appropriate legal actions against Haley, and I won't be showing her any mercy. Please prepare yourself for that.
Thank you. I agree with you wholeheartedly. Haley needs to face the full consequences of what she's done. This time there won't be anyone to rescue her from her own mistakes. We've protected her long enough, and it's time she learns a harsh lesson. I know this will be difficult, but it's the only way for her to truly understand the weight of her actions.
I appreciate your understanding. Honestly, if she doesn't learn from this, she never will. You and the rest of the family did everything you could for her, but it's time she grows up and takes responsibility. She's no longer a child. I'm not going to hold back when it comes to ensuring that justice is served, even if it means taking her to court.
You're absolutely right. I've come to accept that if she's ever going to change, it'll only happen if she's made to face the consequences head on. And we're all done bailing her out. She's brought this upon herself. We can no longer protect her from the repercussions of her own behavior. So, whatever you need to do, we fully support it. I won't interfere in any way.
That means a lot to me, thank you. It's unfortunate that things turned out this way, but it's the reality of the situation. Haley needs to understand that there are limits, and she's crossed them. I hope that this will be the turning point for her, even though it's going to be painful. But sometimes the hardest lessons are the ones that teach us the most. How are you doing? I mean, the last time we saw each other, you were trying to tackle me and ended up falling into the river yourself, rolling around and getting swept away. That must have been quite the spectacle. I heard you just escaped with a fracture, though. Lucky you. It's always better than something more severe, right? But seriously, why did you even dodge me? And how on earth did you realize I was there in the first place? Well, it wasn't anything special. I wasn't listening to any music or anything, so all my senses were working normally. It's almost like I could feel your murderous intent or something like that. It's strange, isn't it? Are you seriously mocking me right now? Maybe just a little bit. I mean, come on. That whole situation was totally ridiculous. You actually tried to tackle me and shove me into the river. Can you believe it? You know what? I absolutely won't forgive you for that. I'm going to sue you. You have no idea how serious I am about this. Well, you know there were other witnesses around, right? It's clear that you completely attacked me and ended up self-destructing in the process. Quite a few people have already testified on my behalf, so really, there is nothing you can do about it. If you were trying to intimidate me with threats, I'm afraid it's just too late for that. You've lost. You're only saying that because you told my fiancé all sorts of bad things about me, didn't you? Are you enjoying the fact that my engagement has been broken? Honestly, I don't have any feelings about that, one way or the other. I'm just telling the truth about what I was asked when people inquired about our situation. If you had been kind and nice to me from the start, I would have definitely conveyed that to everyone as well. So, from now on, I'll treat you kindly. Look, the emotional scars I've endured won't just heal completely with a few nice words. You ridiculed me for being a high school dropout from a single-parent household, and that cut deep. Sure, I may be a dropout from a single-parent family, but I received a lot of love from my parent during that time. Despite my background, I worked hard to establish my current status, and I did it on my own terms. I never wanted to live my life relying on men, quitting my job with the assumption that I would get married, only to end up frustrated and resentful if things didn't work out. Shut up! I've already been through enough suffering. Don't lecture me anymore about how I should live my life. And you, calling yourself a designer, aren't that impressive at all, in my opinion. It seems like you have a ton of haters on social media, right? If you keep getting so full of yourself, won't those numbers just increase even more? Oh, about that, all the haters you mentioned, that's all you, isn't it? You're the source of all that negativity. What are you talking about? I was recently thinking that the number of nasty haters has increased out of nowhere. Seemed suspicious, and then I found out that it's all from the same person. I was right to be suspicious because it often turns out that way in cases like this. What? Don't spout nonsense. There's no way I could know something like that. Oh, you totally can. I looked up the IP addresses, and it was easier to find out than I thought. If I hadn't been able to figure it out, I would have had to take other measures, but thankfully, you hadn't put any precautions in place. You really didn't think this through, did you? What? What is that? Stop making things up. It can't possibly be true. I'm not making it up. I have professionals on my side who handle these matters. And sorry, but I have a wide circle of acquaintances. I even know lawyers personally. So I'm going to sue you for defamation, and you can't stop me. Huh? What are you talking about? We're family, aren't we? That may have been the case, but once you commit a crime, that changes everything. You should realize that it was a mistake to turn me into your enemy. If you go through with that, my family won't just sit back and watch. I've already received permission for this. Honestly, I've been instructed to tear you apart because of this, and you won't like the consequences. Wait, what? You can't be serious. No one would say such a thing. Haven't you noticed? You haven't heard back from your family lately, have you? Your family changed the locks on the house, so you can't get in anymore. They've made it so that you have no place to go and no one to rely on. If you want to live in self-deception, that's fine, but if you plan to use people as stepping stones for your own benefit, then you better take responsibility for your actions. That's not fair. I get it. I may have gone too far. I'm really mentally shattered right now after my engagement was called off. Oh well, that's not my concern. I'm not so nice that I'm going to take care of your mental health issues. Society isn't soft enough to cater to the whims of the incompetent. You need to experience hell at least once to understand your position, you fool. I'm not here to coddle you or provide comfort. You think that just because you have a few people on your side, you can come at me with these threats? It's all just empty noise. You're still the same person who tried to push me into the river and make a fool of yourself. Don't forget that. I'm not someone that can be intimidated easily. You are all bark and no bite. If you had any real strength, you wouldn't have needed to resort to such cowardly tactics. Instead of blaming me for your misfortune, you should take a long, hard look in the mirror and realize who you really are. You've made choices that have led you down this path. You want to talk about choices? Look at your own. You've chosen to surround yourself with negativity and hostility. It's no wonder people have turned against you. You can't expect to treat others poorly and then cry victim when they retaliate. Life doesn't work that way. I may have made mistakes, but I am ready to face the consequences. I won't hide behind lies or deception like you. I have learned from my past, and I'm moving forward. If you think you can drag me down with you, think again. Haley was frantically trying to reach out to her relatives, desperate to apologize for her recent behavior. However, the relatives had already been informed of all the events that had transpired by me. They were not just disappointed, they were utterly exasperated with her actions. In a rather cold and final manner, they communicated to her that they would be cutting ties with her completely. This news must have struck her like a thunderbolt, leaving her feeling utterly alone. Now, in addition to losing her engagement, Haley found herself in a precarious situation without a job. To make matters worse, she had suffered a fracture, adding a physical pain to her emotional turmoil. The recent events must have taken a severe toll on her mental health, and now she was also facing the impending legal consequences for the defamation she had committed against me. As a result, Haley's mental state has reportedly become incredibly fragile, to the point of being in tatters. Despite this, I have decided to show no mercy towards her. In light of all that's happened, I genuinely hope that this situation serves as a crucial turning point for her. It could be the catalyst that compels her to engage in some serious self-reflection about her actions and the harm she's inflicted on others. If she can truly confront the reality of her behavior, there is a possibility for her to embark on a path of rehabilitation and personal growth. It's essential for Haley to come to terms with the implications of her actions. Life has a way of presenting us with unforeseen challenges. While the temptation to blame others or lash out might be strong, it's crucial for individuals to take responsibility for their choices. In Haley's case, she seems to have lost sight of this fundamental truth. The tangled web of deceit and malice she spun not only led to her current dismal situation, but also damaged her relationships with the people who once cared about her. Now, with her family distancing themselves and her future hanging in the balance, perhaps she'll finally begin to see the repercussions of her choices. The journey towards recovery and self-improvement is often long and filled with hurdles. However, if Haley is willing to face her past mistakes head-on and strive to make amends, there is a chance for her to rebuild her life. This process won't be simple or quick, but genuine change is possible with dedication and effort. This unfortunate experience could be the wake-up call that propels her toward transformation. Instead of sinking deeper into self-pity or engaging in more destructive behavior, she has an invaluable opportunity to learn from her past mistakes. Coming to terms with the pain she's caused and seeking forgiveness is a critical step in this journey. As she grapples with the legal repercussions of her actions, I hope she takes a moment to reflect on the choices that led her here. Defamation is not a trivial matter. It carries serious consequences, and its impacts can extend far beyond what she might have anticipated. It's about more than just facing legal action. It's about understanding the weight of her words and the profound impact they've had on others. I strongly encourage Haley to reach out to those she's hurt, not merely to offer apologies, but to genuinely understand their perspectives and feelings. Cultivating empathy is an essential component of healing, and it's something that she desperately needs to develop. Without empathy, she may find it challenging to connect with others and to build relationships in the future. Additionally, I hope she manages to find a support system that will encourage her growth and transformation. Isolation can lead to despair, and while her relatives may have severed ties, there are still others in her life who might be willing to help her if she demonstrates a sincere desire to change. Seeking guidance from those who care about her can be an invaluable part of her healing journey. It's vital for Haley to realize that her past mistakes do not define her identity. She has the potential to create a brighter future for herself if she's willing to acknowledge her faults, make amends, and commit to a path of self-improvement. The journey to personal redemption is often filled with challenges, but it can also lead to a profound growth and fulfillment. Ultimately, the choice is hers to make. She can either choose to continue down this path of self-destruction or take proactive steps toward turning her life around. The task ahead of her may seem daunting, but it's important to remember that every journey begins with a single step forward. I sincerely hope that Haley opts for the latter path. The journey towards redemption is rarely easy, yet it is invariably rewarding. The ability to forgive oneself and move forward is a testament to an individual's strength and resilience. If Haley can embrace this journey, she may discover that life has so much more to offer than the bitterness and resentment she's been clinging to. A world filled with opportunities awaits her, but she must first be willing to confront her past and take the necessary steps to make amends. As she navigates this challenging period, I will be watching from a distance, quietly hoping for the best for her. It's high time for her to take control of her life, confront the consequences of her actions, and strive for a better future. This is her moment to rewrite her story and transform herself into the person she was always meant to be.
Hello, Lola. Thank you again for coming all the way over here to come and spend some time with my family as we all get to know you. And the fact that you're even willing and able to cook is just the most amazing thing for everyone here. We are all so looking forward to what you'll have ready for us by the time lunch starts.
And thank you as well, Verna. It was so kind of you to invite me out here to finally come see the parents of the young woman my son is so very in love with. I have also been having a very fun time with you cooking all these dishes, and I hope you all really do look forward to eating what I've made for you all today. Actually, I really am thankful that you let me help cook this time. It's helped me calm my nerves a little bit, considering that this is my first time being over at you guys' house and first time seeing you in person.
Yes, no worries. I had to make sure you could cook since you come from a moneyless family. But it brings me great joy to see that you can, in fact, work with higher quality foods. I mean, I was almost certain that a lot of appliances in here would be too high-tech for you to understand.
Uh-huh.
Did you have a good look around my kitchen? It's outstanding, right? We make sure to have all the most up-to-date cooking appliances in it so that all our meals are prepared the best. And when you had a chance to look inside our refrigerator, you got to see all our perfect meats and produce, right? We only allow foods that come directly from the sources they are gathered from. And yes, that does mean that a lot of our food is imported, but we're willing to pay that extra price for such delicious ingredients. And when it comes to all my storage in the kitchen, well, as you can see, I make sure that it is all well managed so that I never forget where something is. But of course, this is all possible because of my husband having so many restaurants under his company's name, right?
Yeah. Well, I can tell that you really put a lot of time into your kitchen, Verna. And I hope that you weren't too nervous letting me handle some of those appliances of yours.
I could never begin to imagine the kind of kitchen you must have to work in most of the time back at your home. I'm sure that there aren't nearly the amount of appliances we have in there, and most of your food is probably frozen and disgusting, right? Oh, I just can't see myself ever having to cook in a place like that. Do you guys even clean it out at all, or is most of the leftover foods from last year still sitting around in there?
Well, no, not really, but as for myself, I'm pretty busy with other things, so I never really have the time to work in my kitchen anyway. Nobody's really home anymore either, so that's another reason for not really cooking in there.
Oh, are you like those poor people that never stop working hard in laborious jobs? Well, that must be so tiring for you indeed. I guess that means you force yourself and your son to eat out all the time then. Fast food? That must be so hard on you guys' health, right? Unlike y'all, my family never really has to work hard, so I'm not really able to understand what you guys have to go through.
Well, anyway, before everything we've made up today starts to get cold, let's bring it out to the dining table and get to eating. I'm sure that even Fred and Miley's stomachs are beginning to hurt as we speak.
Good point. But listen, I just had a quick glance at the food you ended up cooking for today. Have you made sure to measure the amount of salt you put into this dish properly?
The amount of salt in it?
It seems that you put quite the emphasis on salt in your dish, using things like soy sauce in it as well as table salt. Are you sure that this dish isn't too salty?
Well, of course I didn't use a huge amount in that dish. Please excuse me, but I added just the appropriate amount of salt I thought was needed as I went along making that dish.
Well, if you haven't measured the amount of sodium properly in your dish, then what would happen to you if perhaps my husband or daughter's health went downhill due to your dish? Well, this is all very unfortunate. I suppose I was better off not asking you to help cook with me.
But when I had asked you for a spoon to measure out the amount of soy sauce I was putting in my dish, you told me you didn't want me touching any of your silverware.
Is that right? So now you're going to make up more excuses for this. Well, for now, I'm going to have to toss all of this in the trash. You're fine with that, right?
Wait, what? You're going to throw away the perfectly good food I just cooked?
That's right. I can't let anyone eat this food when we have no idea what all's inside it. And this all has to happen while my family and yours is saying they're so hungry. Now we're going to have to go back and cook everything from scratch.
I was really doing my best to make sure that everything was properly balanced out in that dish, including the salt. And I have confidence that the dish is perfectly safe for eating.
Huh? Don't make me laugh. I know that moneyless people like yourself never bother to think about making your dishes healthy or not. You guys love to consume your salts, and that's why you all end up being so large.
That is not the case in my family.
Go and throw all that food out for me, please. That should be all right with you, right? Perhaps we should just go out to eat instead today. I'm going to bring the car out for everyone, so you follow behind us, okay?
Uh-huh. You're okay with me coming along with you all as well?
Well, you did come today to talk with my family about the marriage of your son and my daughter that's coming up real soon, right? And so far, we haven't really had the time to talk with you and get to know you more. So when we get to the restaurant, we can all sit down and have plenty of time to talk to one another.
Understood.
So how was it, Lola? This restaurant is pretty special, isn't it? But of course, you've never had the kind of French foods this place has served up before, right?
Well, that's right. But I do know about this restaurant.
Is that so? I'm sure you've seen it on TV or maybe read about it online, right? After all, this is the kind of restaurant that attracts even the most affluent of people to it, so it's very well known all over the world. And I'll have you know that the owner of this place is a close friend of mine. It's because of the support and funding that I gave this place that they were able to even open the restaurant in the first place.
Is that so? Well, that is very interesting indeed.
But, of course, I'm sure that someone like you can't even imagine what kind of place this is on the inside. So let's go on in! And make sure to tell your son Fred to not make any scenes and to handle himself maturely, okay?
My son is not 5 years old anymore, so you really don't have to worry about him. Just worry about yourself and we'll all be fine today.
Well, he only had a mother around him to raise him all his life, so I'm a bit worried about whether he was able to get the right education or not from only you. As for Miley, she has a CEO father to lead her, and a career woman like me to be her mother figure. My husband and I are just so amazing, and she was lucky to be born into our family. So we never have to worry about her being a proper adult.
Huh? Is that so? You often like to talk about yourselves as being a very amazing family and all of that, don't you? It makes me feel very embarrassed about everything.
You can feel all the embarrassment you want, but that's only natural considering you and your son are both losers in this world and will never amount to the success my family has. And since I've made it all the way to the top with my own strength, I have the right to toot my horn every once in a while about it. Anything I think of, I will say. And I have the right to do that, as I'm a winner in this world.
Well, can we stop with all this horn tooting as we're about to go into the restaurant now, right? As of right now, we've just been sitting in our cars in this parking lot for a few minutes now, and I'd kind of like to go inside.
Well, you have a good point, Lola.
Verna, why am I only being served French fries right now while the rest of you get to have actual course-based meals?
Huh? Well, that's because to a poor person like you, all you need is French fries, right?
Hold on. How much longer are you going to come at me like that? Your jokes are getting a bit stale now, so please just treat me as your equal, okay? We are not in middle school anymore either, so let's just be adults about all of this and enjoy the time we get to spend with our kids today.
Huh? Why are you trying to talk to me like you know better when you can't even afford this year's model of cars? I could laugh so hard right now at this. Are you trying your hardest right now to make yourself look better in front of me? It's because of us wealthy people that the poor like you are able to live at all in this world. So please be more kind to me and my family and maybe say thank you more often.
Is that so? By the way, where are you right now?
Right now, I'm outside having myself a cigarette. Is there something wrong?
You're smoking a cigarette? If I remember correctly, this restaurant doesn't allow smoking on the premise, and that means outside as well.
I'm an investor in this restaurant, so I have the right to smoke wherever I please. My goodness. You are trying so hard to find a way to take me down off my high horse, and it is just so adorable.
That isn't what I'm trying to do at all right now, actually.
What's wrong, Lola? Just a few minutes ago, you've started to act like a tough little girl in front of me. You don't have to worry about your appearance in front of me and my family, as we already know the kind of filth you really are. So let's just enjoy our time together, and please enjoy this fine restaurant, as you'll probably never be able to eat here again. Right?
You really like talking down to me like that?
Today is a very special day for our kids. So let's just enjoy this lovely French food, all right? Well, I suppose the rest of us will, while the poor get to enjoy that huge plate of French fries.
Our family is frickin' over with.
Huh?
You. What the hell did you think you were doing? I had a feeling that something was wrong when Lola only received a plate of French fries, unlike the rest of us who are getting served a full course. But then I realized that you were the one that ordered all those fries for her.
Why are you getting all upset with me? I was just doing all of that as a sort of joke is all.
Why are you trying to joke around with her like that? That's not even a joke to most people like her, but rather you trying to offend her.
I'm sorry, Carl, but really, why are you getting so upset over something as small as that? We are all leagues above someone like her and Fred, so what I've done isn't a problem at all for us.
You think that our family is leagues above hers? What the actual hell are you going on about?
Well, I'm correct, right? Our family happens to have way more money than that single mother and her childish son have. And it's our family's money that helps keep moneyless freaks like them alive in the first place, right?
I'm so over you right now that I can't even let out a single sigh. That way of thinking is already more than a problem for you. But if you really want to talk about who's above the other here, it's her. Her and her family are leagues above us.
Huh? Why's that?
Why's that? Do you really not know who the hell she is? Right now, Lola is the #1 supporter of my company and has been for a very, very long time.
Huh? Are you sure about that? I never heard a thing about that from someone like you or anyone else.
I know for a fact that I've spoken with you before about how Lola has put a lot of money into my company. But I guess you never listened to what I said to you at all back then. And before we even begin to talk more about what she's done for my company, we need to talk about how you've been treating her. It doesn't matter if she's considered below or above us. The way you've been trying to offend her is not okay.
When you say that she's given a lot to your company, what do you mean?
Like myself, Lola works within the food service business as well, and we are both considered top of our classes in this industry. And when she learned about how I was starting all sorts of business in fine dining across the US, she began to invest in my company, making sure that I was able to get as many restaurants going as possible.
Huh?
And not only has she been investing in my company, but she herself owns plenty of restaurants, ranging from places that specialize in pizza to places that do sushi. She has really been doing it all in this industry, and has made sure that my company does just as well as hers with her support. I can't even raise a finger to her because of how much she's given me. And now you've started to pick on her? What the hell is wrong with you?
But nobody ever told me anything about this, so I had no clue she had that kind of power. I guess I may have heard something like that from you, but I never imagined that the person you were talking about was Lola. All right, I'm going to come back in there right now and have the waiter take back her order and get her a course meal as well.
I've already made sure to order her a proper course here, so you don't have to come back in here. Actually, I'm not going to allow you back in here. You go right back home from here, alright?
What? Why should I have to go home? Aren't you being a jackass right now?
Are you freaking kidding me right now? You just tried to hurt one of the most important people to this family. So having you come back and acting as though nothing ever happened will only make things worse for us. I am not going to allow you to offend her any more than you already have. I'm trying to think of the future of my company now, so go away.
Understood. But how am I supposed to get home all by myself? I can't drive a car or anything like that. You know that, right?
Take a bus or taxi or anything to get you out of the vicinity of this restaurant. Are you really that brainless that you can't even fend for yourself out there?
All right then.
Lola, I am so very sorry for what happened today. I never thought that my wife would ever do something as idiotic as try and make fun of you.
No, don't worry about it, Carl. I've been able to calm myself down now after all of that. Really, all she's done to me now is make me have to think a bit more about a few things.
What things has she made you start thinking about?
Well, about my marriage life and about what I do for a living.
Wait, you don't have to think about all of that because of her. I'll take full responsibility for what she's done to you, and take the full repercussion of it. So please, can you make sure not to harm the project we have going on at the moment?
But it seems that Fred no longer wants to go through with the project. After all, this was all his idea, and he's been left in control of what happens and when it happens regarding this project. I've only stood by his side as an investor to him, and so that new pizza restaurant you both are working on falls on his shoulders, depending on what he decides to do now with it.
Is that right? Well, then there's nothing else that can be done about it then. He had to sit there and watch as my wife made terrible comments about the two of you. And I'm sure that someone like him would never want to continue working together with the husband of a woman like that. Understood. I'll stop with all the selfish comments that I've been making regarding my business and yours, and let you be.
I'm sorry, Carl, but thank you.
But on a very personal note, I am so very sorry for everything.
What is this about you wanting to get a divorce soon? I'm not going to allow you to get a divorce from me.
I have had enough of your childish crap, Verna. And the fact that you might be putting my money at risk now? I don't want you around me ever again. Alright? I doubt you even realize just how important of business I had with someone like Lola and her son. And now, it's all going to be lost because of you. But there is still hope of us being able to make something new work. And to keep that from falling through, I need you to leave me. My job is far more important than some selfish wife, and that's why I want this divorce.
What the hell? Are you really going to sit there telling your own wife that your job is more important to you than her?
It's not the company itself that's more important to me than you are, but those that work for me, and those that work with me that are more important than you.
What?
I am the CEO of a very large company, and I am the one held responsible for all of my employees and customers. And recently, I began a very important project with both Fred and a few other very important customers, and if that project really does fall flat, then I'm going to be the one getting screwed, not you! So I need to do whatever I can to make things right again with Fred, and that means getting rid of you.
So that's your reasoning for wanting to divorce me?
That's exactly right. I'm sure that a long time ago you viewed me as your husband, but all I see from you now is using me as your ATM and your status keeper. So divorcing and cutting ties to you might just help you realize that what you're losing is more than just your money.
So you're gonna throw me away just so I can see that I'm losing my husband? Well, if you do that, I'm going to make you regret throwing a woman like me away.
These past few years, as my company grew and we gained more wealth, I've noticed that your head was getting too big for your body. And after a while, I really started to get tired of hearing you brag about yourself non-stop to everyone we met. I was able to just go on with my life ignoring what you were saying and doing. But today, you crossed the line. What you did to Lola's cooking by throwing it away after saying it wasn't good enough?
Well, come on! It's not my fault that she's so bad at cooking that she could cause you or Miley harm.
She's so bad at cooking? Do you have any clue what you're talking about right now? That woman used to run a restaurant of her own with 2 Michelin stars.
Huh?
But as of now, she no longer runs that restaurant because she's busy operating about 100 others through her company. Lola is a very amazing woman, and her success speaks far louder than whatever lousy cooking you think you could make. To think that you went and threw her food away like that. I was looking forward to trying it all out.
Well, I never knew that. If you would have told me sooner, none of this would ever be happening.
I've had enough. You've done far too much talking today. You really think I want to live with a woman like you after all the horrible things you've done? I want you out of the house by the end of the night. Understood?
Wait, Carl? Hey, Lola, please listen to me. Can you talk with your son and get him to continue with the project he had with my husband?
What's all this about?
Your company and my husband's company have a project going on right now, right? Can you please get that project back on track like it always should have been? Please?
And as of right now, I'm talking with my son about that.
It's because of you talking about it that my husband is going to divorce me soon. So please, I really do feel sorry for what I've done. So get back to having your son work on that project with my husband and let me stay married to my husband.
Are you kidding me, Verna? You're telling me that Carl is divorcing you? I knew that Carl was a man of his company and his employees. He must really want me to see that he does care more about our partnership rather than whatever he had with you.
Stop thinking about it like that. He's telling me he wants me gone so that he can focus on his work full time. That's not okay, right? Don't you feel bad that I'm going to lose my husband because of his selfish behaviors?
I don't feel bad for you at all. I think what he's chosen to do is the right thing and the perfect way of handling the cards he's been dealt. And also, Carl has been a dear friend of mine and a good business partner for a very long time, Verna. To be blunt, he really does care a whole lot about his work, but he cares even more about the people he employs and the customers he has. He is such a powerful man for being that way.
And as his wife, I know all of that better than anyone else.
You do? Well, I guess you know about everything besides who his biggest supporter is and what project he's in the middle of working on, right?
And when it comes to those two things, I happen to just forget about them. Now go call my husband and tell him that you will get your son to continue the project and then have him cancel the divorce.
Are you sure you feel sorry about what you did to me? Because this all seems like anything but you feeling sorry about what you did to me. I have no idea what's made you think you deserve everything in this world at the cost of others.
Well, that's because you don't know the first thing about higher class people like me.
Oh, I do understand people like you, though, Verna. Now, I'm going to call Carl and let him know what both my son and I have been thinking about that project for you.
Really?
Yes, really. And this is all going to be about your divorce from Carl, okay?
Huh?
I'll make sure that he will no longer have to worry about a thing and he can get right back to focusing on his company and his customers. I think Fred will be fine with all of this as well.
Hold on a moment. Why are you trying to bully me now? If I have to leave my husband for good, I'll seriously be all on my own in this world without anyone to help me. Even Miley is telling me that she'll never speak to me again after the divorce.
I am not going to forget about how you sat there in front of my own son making fun of the person I am. I worked so dang hard to raise my son into the man he is today and had to sacrifice a lot to get him here. As a single parent, I had to balance work and parenting to make sure both needs were met. And hearing from you that I failed to raise him properly and have a proper job, I am not going to let you get away with crap like that around me.
You witch! You think you're all that now that my husband is against me? I'll have you know, Lola, that I have plenty of other connections. I told you about how I'm the one that has invested into that French restaurant we went to earlier, right? Even if you try to make me suffer for you being such an emotional witch, I'm going to keep on living as the winner. How does that make you feel, knowing I'll never lose? I bet it stings, right?
Right. I almost forgot to say this. You have been banned from ever entering that restaurant again, so go ahead and toot that horn of yours some more.
Huh? I've been banned from there. Huh? What do you think you're talking about? Tell me, what is their reason for having me banned from going into their restaurant?
Well, you proceeded to smoke on the premise of that restaurant, and it caused a bother for a lot of the customers coming in and out of there. And this isn't your first time doing that there either, so this was the final straw.
Who do they think they are, banning an investor like me from going inside their restaurant? You could pretty much call me the owner of that place, and I say that I'm allowed to do what I want there.
Well, if you'd like to know who the real owner of that place is, it's me.
Huh?
Recently, I had been hearing about how there was someone saying they were a huge investor for my restaurant and that they'd use that to get whatever they wanted from there. And lo and behold, that person turned out to be you of all people. I was shocked when you told me that to my face.
You have to be lying. Because I am...
I didn't ever remember getting any kind of money from you that you wanted invested into my restaurant. That's right. You happen to have a couple of other friends that run high-end restaurants around the city, right? Well, I'd like you to go ahead and tell me what restaurants those are.
No.
Tell me, please. And don't think that I'm going to let you off the hook until you tell me about the other restaurants you're in good relations with, okay? I don't mind how you phrase it as long as you tell me.
Well, there's that one restaurant by the City Hall southern exit.
Right. That's the place that specializes in shrimp, correct? Well, that place also happens to be run by me and my company. What other places do you know?
And I've had enough. Sure, I've been saying that I have connections with a lot of restaurants around here, but what's so bad about that?
I never said that there was anything wrong with that. I happen to brag about my cooking and my whole company a lot, actually, and about how those have made me into the woman I am today. But the only difference is that I don't lie about the strengths I have and then use them to talk down to others.
Hey, I just got a text from Miley saying she's cutting ties to me. I'm seriously going to be all on my own now. Please, can you do something on your end to save me?
Ain't that so? You don't have yourself a job, and you'll soon be without a home as well. Soon your life is going to become pretty difficult, Verna. Well, if you're ever feeling a bit hungry, give me a call, please. I'll make sure to have a fresh plate of hot French fries ready for you to eat. After that, Carl went and took Verna and tossed her out of his house for good. And as for her daughter Miley, she did end up cutting ties with her mom and blocked her just to make sure she could never be contacted again. Since she no longer had a house or family to rely on, Verna went around the city looking for any connections of hers that might be able to help her. But since everyone already knew about how much of a snob she was when bragging about everything in her life, not a soul offered her a hand in helping her out. And as of right now, Verna has gone back to her hometown and is working a pretty dirty job as a pig farmer with one of her long-forgotten uncles. And as for ever contacting me again, I'm not sure if it was due to her pride or just that she was too scared to, but she never contacted me again after I offered to get her French fries whenever she needed them. Fred and Miley were able to have a happy wedding and are now both living together in a penthouse downtown where they plan to start their own family. And as for that project that my Fred was leading on my company's end with Carl, they have gotten back on track and everything is going well there. But unlike the Carl I had been seeing for the past few years, he seemed a whole lot more excited about his job and life again after getting rid of that selfish witch.